Good afternoon, and thank you very much for all of you who are joining my journey over the next 15 videos discussing leadership values proposition and crisis management tools. Today, we will focus on reputation management, of the power and the tool set that reputation management can deliver to companies and to individuals, to the friend that you represent, Carl, Michael, Uwe, Thomas. We all have individual brands that we need to protect. Reputation management and focusing on such is one value proposition that will make that happen. On the other side of the equation, we have the company. The company as such, protecting the employees, its clients, brand value, revenue flow, products, services, and so forth. How much will reputation management be responsible on the company culture and impact of such in the business conduct? I like to make one thing clear. In the short period of time that we have available with video clips, a lot of homework will be asked from your side. I will list you companies and events and case studies that I'd like you to read into, to investigate, to analyze, and to come back to me if you like, and to discuss them. Each and every single case study that I will represent to you will give you a very deep insight in different ways of points that we discuss here on video. Now, to start with, I like to make sure that if reputation management is a core value proposition of your company and yourself, you basically limit the possibility of negative impact tremendously. If you manage your company in such a way that you think ahead, that you don't cut corners, that you don't look the other way, it's more unlikely that something will go wrong than simply living your life and having fun and making money. Keep that in mind. Once it happens, you will remember my word. And please, be assured that you yourself, as a leader, as a business executive, carry a burden. If you realize that your company or your bosses are managing the product you're trying to serve incorrectly, you've got to make decisions. At one point in time, it will come to this fact that you've got to make a point if you will continue, or you say up to here and no further. And if you don't do that, if you look the other way, please be remembered and reminded that this might come back and bite you, and really bite you painfully. All right, so that much to the clarification. In the end of the video, below the video text, you will find a script from the video, from the points we're talking about today, and also 3 book recommendations that I like quickly to show you. These books are based on leadership. Number 1, Strength Finder. Number 2, The Soul of Leadership. And number 2, Reputation Rules. All 3 of them are from experts in the field. Trust me, very much worthwhile reading, and should become a tool that you implement in your company, and that will make you stronger. All right, let's move forward. I'd like to introduce to you a couple of companies. Each one of them have their own story to tell. Investigate the company, investigate the case study, figure out what happened, and try to figure out with deep dive analysis, why was it possible that things turned so bad? All right. First of all, Exxon Valdez. We all know about it. Tanker hit the ground. A lot of oil came out. The company had a lot of warning prior. A very relaxed way of managing their executives that led to the disaster. But the good part of it, it really turned corners around. Exxon today is one of the most strictest companies in value propositions such as leadership engagement, protecting the environment, protecting the employees, and protecting everybody else next to it. Top product, please read into it. They did learn the lesson. Then we have Enron. Enron represents a senior management team that really cooked the books. and pulled many people into very bad situations. If that's the culture of senior management, and you read the case study, you will realize why such things were possible to happen. The law changed because of this incident. And board of directors today are much more responsible than they were back in the time of Enron. BP, I'm sure you know that, senior management, rather than showing empathy, ignoring the facts, putting wrong stories out, and the senior CEO was worried about his own life and giving my life back rather than thinking about the people he just put in real bad situations. Again, a strong case, worthwhile looking at, and figuring out why was it able to occur. There are reasons. On the end of the day, a case study that I already mentioned in the pilot program, German Wings, a subsidiary company of Lufthansa, took off, crash landed, and then the question came why. First of all, now we didn't know about it, everything is perfect, and then all of a sudden, after the dust settled and the investigation took place, it became obvious that the company knew. The company looked the other way, and for that reason, the disaster could take place. At the end of the day, we will look at Volkswagen. I'm sure everybody knows about Volkswagen. Same thing. The culture in the company permitted what was going to happen. In other words, there was very little protecting philosophy of the brand. Reputation was, yes, we have a great reputation, but in real terms, we are cooking the machines and the computers, so to say. And then I will give you my feedback. What happened to me in December 31st in 1991? I will talk about a story. I will give you very much detail. Let me just give you so much to start with. It was the night when my son was born, and due to the fact that the company allowed for things to deteriorate, that cut corners, ignored the law in place, my son ended up being severely to almost completely brain damaged. The reason it was the case, somebody gave some medication, my wife reacted, and over the last 90 minutes prior to birth, my son basically destroyed, because of oxygen starvation, the entire brain he had left. In the end of the day, after 14 years, I won the case. I will share the story with you. I will share the reason I was able to do so. I was able to achieve victory in the end of the day, if you can call that victory. What strategies I applied, how I got through it, all the hardship that I faced, and trust me, there was quite some. And what was the reason that I was able to stick it out? What made me strong? I definitely was not prepared for it. So this was a life-changing event. I came out of it, my family came through it. We all learned, and I like to share that experience with all of you in order to give you some feedback and some tips and maybe solutions in case something happens to you. All right, now one more point. I made it a little bit in the beginning of my pilot video, and I like to do it again. If things go wrong, there's one big advantage that you have today that I didn't have in 1991. First of all, my very best friend, and secondly, social media. Social media is a tool that can be used to make your case, and while making the case, drive the argument, get the thing to discuss, get the truth out better than any other way. I didn't have it available. It's out there today. And as I mentioned in the very beginning of my first video, there are no more closets to hide skeletons. So, if you think about social media, if you treat it with respect, if you use it to the full, if you use it to the best of your abilities, social media will deliver excellent results to you as an individual, as much as to your company in the greater picture. It's a great tool. It's a reliable tool. It can bite you if it goes wrong, and it can be a blessing in the sky if you need to spread the word. So, and if I were you as a leader and as a company, embrace social media, because this is really what it makes the difference between the old day and the old school and the new world. In the old school, you bullied the guy until he dropped dead. In the new school, with social media, bullying person is very challenging. So I hope to see you in the next video. Keep in mind that reputation management for both the company as much as senior management, leaders, is the most important principle that you can apply to protect yourself, your company, your employees, and your clients. It's a fundamental factor to make a successful business sustainable and strong. So please, read into the case studies I made. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, engage me, and I will be most helpful to give you my feedback. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next tool. Thank you. Have a great evening.